Hi everyone, I'm author Melinda Leigh, and this is Ladybug, my dog, and we are coming to you live from my office in Florida. Most of you know me as the author of the Morgan Dane books. There they are right there. There's the first book in the series, Say You're Sorry, Over My Head, and the last book, Save Your Breath, which was number 6 in the series. I have a brand new book out, Cross Her Heart, which is the first in a brand new series about Sheriff Bree Taggart. Now, I know working from home is a new experience for many of you. I'm used to it. I'm often on deadline, so I may not see another human other than my husband for a month or two at a time, but it's not an easy thing. And certainly this is an unusual time period, even for me. I've had productivity issues and I haven't really accomplished what I had set out to do every day. So my first tip for being creative during a pandemic is be kind to yourself. If my goal is to get in my office by 8:30 every morning and work until I have finished whatever goal I have set for myself, whether it be 15 pages of writing or 10 pages of writing or editing, um, there have been days lately where I just have not accomplished much. And I think that's okay. Be kind to yourself. Realize that this time will pass and maybe tomorrow will be better. So if you didn't meet your goals today, don't beat yourself up. Just start again tomorrow. A second tip I can give you is noise canceling headphones are wonderful. I was a stay-at-home mom for many years. I know what it's like to try to write with children underfoot, racing through the house, whatever, or with your husband home. Maybe you're not used to having anyone in your house. Um, Noise canceling headphones can really make a big difference. Even when I'm by myself and the house is quiet, I will run, what do they call that, brain stimulating music. I will run that and play it, and just having those headphones on my head seems to help me focus. So there's another tip. Um, have coworkers. This is Ladybug. For any of you who follow me on social media, you know Ladybug. And if I tilt my screen just a little bit, you can see my little guy there, Bandit. See him? Anyway, those are my coworkers. And I find that when I'm stressed or I'm having trouble coming up with words, I hug my dogs. I take my dogs for a walk, take a little break. Sometimes that helps too. You know, sometimes just sitting and staring at your computer for hours on end is not the best thing you can do. Sometimes if the words are not coming or you just can't be productive, step away, go do something else, hug your dog. Always my policy. I'm excited to read some reader questions. The first question is from Chelsea, and she asks, what I am the most excited for in my latest series? Um, I have written 19, 20 books in many different series, but I had been working with Morgan Dane for 3 solid years. So when I started the Bree Taggart series, I think I was the most excited just to have fresh characters and unlimited potential and lots of different story directions that I can go in. The second question is, how do I stay energized when working from home? I've been a stay-at-home full-time author for 8 years. So the best thing I have found is to try to keep a schedule, even though I'm not, going out to an office every day. I try to be in my office by 8:30, and I work until I accomplish my goal. Sometimes that's lunchtime, and sometimes that's midnight. Um, so really, I am kind of productivity oriented, I guess I would say. What was your favorite series and characters to write? That's from Nick and Michelle. I really don't have a favorite. Typically, my least favorite book is the one I'm currently working on because that's the one that's requiring work. They always say everybody likes to have written, but nobody actually likes to write because writing is hard. So I like all of my characters, I guess. Morgan Dane has a soft spot in my heart, but Bree Taggart I'm really enjoying working with as well. So how many books will there be in the Bree Taggart series? That question is from Carolyn. I'm not sure at this point. There will be at least 4. I'm currently writing book 3 right now, Drown Her Sorrows, and I am plotting book 4 right behind her. But beyond that, I'm not really sure. I think Bree has lots of room to grow, so I don't see an end yet. So if that makes you happy, I'm glad. Let's see. Oh, what is the process like and how does it differ from your normal writing process when you create a series with Kendra? As most of you know, Kendra, Elliott, and I are very good friends. We vacation together. We actually spend a lot of time together. And we write a couple of novella series together. And for me, it's a really great change of pace to write with someone else. Writing is extremely solitary, and I'm an extrovert, so spending long periods of time locked in my office is not always a good thing. Um, so sometimes it's really fun to be able to sit and plot and work with Kendra. It's always interesting to be a part of someone else's writing process. I think writers stay in their own heads too much, and it's really fun to get out of that space. Let's see. How do you decide? Sarah wants to know how we decide when to work on a project together. Um, I think that comes down to our Kendra and I both have writing contracts and schedules and deadlines we have to meet, and projects that we work on together. We have to kind of squeeze in between those other deadlines. But we both really enjoy it a lot, so hopefully there will be more. We still have to write the last two, or the 5 and 6 novellas in the Widow's Island series. So that will be coming up next. Is there anything you can tell us about the stories you have in the works? Let me see. Somebody's gonna die. There will be murder and mayhem and a twisty story, and oh yeah, that applies to all of them, doesn't it? Let's see, are there any other questions? Do you have any advice for other authors or wannabe authors? I think the most important thing that I can say is to keep writing, write every day. Maybe not every day, it's okay to take days off. But you have to keep writing because writing is a learn by doing activity. You're never going to get good at writing unless you actually sit down and do it. I'm going to read a short excerpt from Cross Her Heart. This is from chapter 1, Cross Her Heart. And we join Bree Taggart here. She is 8 years old in the opening, and her parents are fighting, and she has just called 911. Come on, Bree whispered to her little sister. We got to hide. I'm scared, Erin said. I know where to go. It'll be okay. Bree grabbed Erin by the arm and pulled her out the kitchen door. Erin resisted. Promise? Shifting the baby aside, Bree drew a tiny X in the middle of her own chest. Cross my heart. She turned toward the door again. This time Erin didn't resist. It was dark in the backyard, and the porch was icy under her bare feet. The wind blew right through her pajamas, but she kept going, down the steps and around to the loose board under the porch. She pulled it back and held it while Erin wiggled through the hole. Then she pushed the baby into the darkness and crawled in after him. Bree pulled the board back into place. She'd hidden here before plenty of times when Mommy and Daddy were fighting. Under the porch, they were out of the wind, but it was still cold. Bree looked between the boards at the dark yard. In the shadow of the barn, Daddy's dogs barked from the kennel. The lady had said the police were coming. Bree couldn't hear Mommy and Daddy fighting anymore. What's Daddy doing? I'm cold, Erin's teeth chattered. Bree pulled her sister closer and shushed her. The baby shivered in her arms and whimpered. His face scrunched up like he was getting ready to cry. If he did, Daddy might hear. He might find them. Bree wrapped her arms around his little body and rocked him. Shh. A door slammed, and Bree jumped. Heavy boots stomped overhead. She couldn't tell if the footsteps were inside the house or out on the back porch. Had the police come? Maybe it was going to be okay, just like the lady said. A gunshot blasted. Bree jumped. Mommy. Her hands tightened on the baby, and he began to cry. Another door slammed. Bree wanted to run to the sound, but she was too afraid. She heard more footsteps, more yelling, and then another gunshot. Bree closed her eyes. Even without seeing what had happened, she knew nothing would ever be okay again. So this is Melinda Leigh saying goodbye from Florida. Say goodbye, Bandit and Ladybug.